Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2015. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Deputy Premier and Minister of Tourism, the Honourable Mark Brantley, has returned to Nevis following his recent trip to London. Minister Brantley led a three-person delegation comprising Greg Phillip, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nevis Tourism Authority, NTA, and Julie Claxton, the NTA's UK representative, on the trip to London. Speaking with the Nevis Newscast today, the Tourism Minister said the objective was to interact with media professionals there as part of the NTA's bid to promote Nevis.
The high point of that trip was a media breakfast that we hosted on Friday morning with, I think, just over 20 journalists in the United Kingdom and selected journalists from various magazines that we feel cater to the clientele that Nevis is seeking to attract. That went very well. There was a tremendous amount of interest. We had magazines there like Condé Nast, Traveller, and other well-known publications, including newspapers, and some independent writers.
The procedure that the NTA has been using is to interact with the journalists and the travel writers and invite them to see the jurisdiction. Minister Brantley says that way they are better able to report on their first-hand experiences.
We also met, of course, individually with other journalists, and we hope that we will see something coming, for example, in the British Airways magazine, High Life. We met with the editor, and she was very interested in a number of stories on Nevis, our thrust in terms of green energy, sustainability, our restaurant scene. And I think many would know that Nevis has one of the best restaurant scenes in the entire Caribbean, and a host of other considerations that we discussed. And so the hope would be that in the ensuing weeks and months we will see journalists coming over, one, and two, we hope to see publications publishing stories on Nevis, and through that reaching an audience that we could not otherwise reach.
The Ministry of Tourism believes that the UK market is important but underserved, and so far as the marketing is concerned, it could be better.
We have some properties like Wally Beach Resort and Nisbet Plantation which do quite well from the UK market, but there are others which we feel can do better. And so our promotions will continue. The airlift is now important, of course. I now have the role federally of Minister of Aviation, so it affords me an opportunity to interact with British Airways and other airlines to try and see how we can leverage those relationships into greater traffic, into St. Kitts, of course, but also into Nevis as well.
This method of promoting Nevis has been working and has resulted in gradual and, in some cases, dramatic increases in visitors to the island, Minister Brantley says. Blues is a genre of music that is immensely popular among a demographic to which Nevis caters. So notes Deputy Premier and Minister of Tourism, the Honourable Mark Brantley. Minister Brantley today congratulated Johnny Yarwood, Orly Beach Resort Managing Director, and Richard Pavitt, owner of blues label Nugent Records, the organizers of the inaugural Nevis Blues Festival. The Tourism Minister's comments came as he invited people from the wider region to support the weekend event.
The Blues Festival is not a government function, albeit the government is supporting it fully and putting some resources behind it. The reality is that it is something that is being staged by Mr. Yarwood and Mr. Pavitt and a consortium that they've put together. The expectation would be that people in their yachts would come up, and we expect a very intimate, a very romantic festival, one which will be classy and indeed something that fits very nicely into what we're seeking to do in Nevis, the ethos of our jurisdiction and what we're trying to create here. And so we invite all of our friends from the region, from St. Kitts, everybody here in Nevis to come out and support this.
The festival will feature blues sensation Zach Harmon, Denise Gordon and Ian Siegel, as well as various local acts.
They're going to have the main stage at Wally, but I'm told that they're going to have blues in the square, for example, in Charlestown. And so we look very much forward to this new and unique and intimate experience. And I'm asking the people of Nevis to embrace it and to help us as we make this an annual festival. The hope would be that in the fullness of time we can perhaps move the Blues Festival to a new home at the amphitheatre at the park at Pinnes. And we hope that in the fullness of time that will become the home for blues in Nevis.
The first Nevis Blues Festival is slated for April 16th to 18th at Orly Bay. Tickets are available at www.nevisbluesfestival.com. Persons can also like the Nevis Blues Festival's Facebook page for a chance to win 2 tickets to the festival and a weekend stay at a local hotel. Meantime, director of the Orly Beach Resort, Alistair Yarwood, recently spoke to the concept of the Nevis Blues Festival.
My dear brother John, who started up this blues festival along with an old friend, and Minister Brantley, they met in London. The concept was not to benefit Owali. The concept was to benefit the island outside of the main season. And consequently, the other hotels were invited on board. And I'm pleased to report that the one hotel I know that has, I think it's full over the Blues Festival, is Nisbis Plantation. And our concept, I think there's an old adage, a rising tide floats all boats. So if the other hotels are doing well, we will do well.
It is time for the hotel and the tourism industry in St. Kitts and Nevis to start to look at the whole picture, Yarwood says. He was addressing a ceremony held on Thursday to celebrate the Orly Beach Resort's recent achievement of Hospitality Assured certification. Federal Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, shared in that ceremony. Yarwood used the opportunity to urge the ministry to make hotel occupancy statistics collection mandatory in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Minister Grant, you have suggested that you're open to ideas. I have belabored this with every single Minister of Tourism in both St. Kitts and Nevis. And that is, if you do not have detailed occupancy statistics, including where the guests are coming from, how much they're spending, how long they are staying, you are basically, when you spend your marketing budget, you may as well take the money and throw it out the window. Because without detailed occupancy statistics, you cannot tell if your marketing dollar is having any effect. And I'm going to suggest to you, as I've suggested to every other Minister of Tourism that we've had in my lifespan and I've spoken to, you make statistic collection mandatory.
According to Yarwood, the sooner that hotel occupancy statistics are made available, the sooner the tourism industry will develop. Coming up after the break, a local author and a Cotton Ground resident launches new book. Stay tuned.
Empress Liberty, and I'm coming from St. Kitts. I want to big up NTV, Brown Hill Communication, and a Stitching Time.
Hi, I'm Purple, and you're in tune to NTV. Keep it locked.
Welcome back. A release issued by the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service says more than 100 new St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Certificates of Registration have been signed by Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris recently after due diligence reports confirmed that all was in order. That is according to an official in the office of the Prime Minister, who further noted that service providers have stated that they are impressed with the manner in which the leader of the Federation has moved to assuage concerns expressed about the Citizenship by Investment program. It is seen as a positive expression that the Prime Minister has made it consistently clear that St. Kitts and Nevis is open for legitimate business and that the government is mindful of the important contribution that the program makes to all aspects of socio-economic life in St. Kitts and Nevis. In keeping with the spirit of transparency and accountability, the official further revealed that the recently approved applications for economic citizenship had been received from a broad cross-section of service providers. It was detailed that the recently signed citizenship by investment certificates of registration accumulated from a backlog, the clearing of which enables the individuals who are on hold to proceed to become economic citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. Providers expressed pleasure that Prime Minister Harris has stated his commitment to do all in his government's power to ensure that the Citizenship by Investment program regains international acceptance and the support of the United States of America, Canadian, and other international governments. Oswald Ozzy Tyson has launched his second book. The new book, titled Our Friends from the United States, Canada, and Beyond, pays tribute to many people from abroad whom Tyson knows personally and whom he says have made important contributions toward the overall development of the island and people of Nevis. In his comments at Sunday's launch, Tyson spoke of his motivation to write his second book.
Well, it was well received, especially among the American and people from Europe and Canada. So I decided I have to do something about them. Not even how many of them come now they don't know about the older American, but I work with the older Americans since I was a child. And that's why I put it out because they haven't done a lot for the side.
His first book, titled Ozzy's Odyssey, gives details about Tyson's life before and after the sinking of the MV Christina in 1970. He spoke about his experience with writing books and encouraged others to write about their experiences.
It's a lot of hard work, because I'll be up 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning getting things put together. Not an easy job, but it's something good to do. A lot of people to write, they have it in the mind and put it in writing to pass it on to the next generation, because we ain't gonna live forever. So they will know a story about somebody, not just about me, but the people who come and get this country existing in.
The book, Our Friends from the United States, Canada, and Beyond, is available at www.amazon.com. Persons can also contact Oswald Ozzy Tyson directly to obtain a copy. The Nevis Performing Arts Center NEPAC hosted the dance production Synergy on Friday 13th and Saturday 14th March at NEPAC. Synergy saw various dancing, singing, and drumming performances and also featured modeling showcasing the work of designers throughout the Federation. Also performing on the show were various local acts, including Deli Ranks, Easy, and Nayala Daniel. Coordinating the production was General Manager of NEPAC, Deslin Williams Johnson.
Synergy is an eclectic mixture of dance moves sampled from different dance styles, all combined to create what we have in store for you. The Nevis Performing Arts Center has from its inception strived to ensure that it achieves its goals in furthering the arts. Tonight, one of our most successful programs, the dance program, presents to you its first dance production. This program was launched in October 2013, and from the start, the team grew and became very involved in the life of NEPAC and the wider community.
Let's take in some excerpts of the production.
Baby, I'm feeling, feel for your sexy body. Would you give that chance to when I knew when they playing Juve? The way you whine it is not helping me. You put me in the mood, yeah, and you're looking good. Would you come this day to your boyfriend tonight? And if he stand up next to you, make him go grab a bite. I got no time to waste. Right now it's 20 pace, girl. So whatever you're doing right now, just stop it and surrender.
As we come off the stage, they say that we break it down. Yes, we mash up the place, but build it back up in town. Coming round the savannah, heading down by the square. We
Those were excerpts from the Nevis Performing Arts Center's dance production, Synergy.